you set for Carterville Lions basketball here, the Holiday Tournament at Eldorado, and one of the classics, the 61st annual, and one of the probably premier basketball tournaments in the state of Illinois. And coming into this tournament this year, John Homan, Carterville Lions, number one seed of the tournament.
Well, they certainly have earned it. They're 8-1. Had a tremendous weekend last weekend, winning at Carterville, winning at home against Nashville, and looking to build on that here at the tournament. Try to get what would be first tournament title for the Lions?
I think so.
I believe so. Trying to unseat Heron Tigers. The Heron Tigers have won 4 in a row here, and so they are the team to the target on their back, perhaps. And the Lions now have one as well because they're the number one seed and playing pretty doggone well right now coming in.
You're right. They did have a good weekend last weekend. Friday night, knocking off Goreville 69-66 at Goreville, a very, very tough place to win a basketball game. Then they had their first home game of the year on Saturday afternoon, and they knocked off a tough Nashville Hornets team who that game was a 75-73 win. Nashville had a chance at the buzzer to either tie it or win it. They went for the three and missed it. The Lions get the win. Here's a thing we didn't talk about because I didn't realize it at the time. But that win over Nashville gave Shane Hawkins his 150th win as a Carterville Lion. And if he wins 3 here today in this tournament, that gives him 350 career wins.
Well, isn't that pretty special?
It is.
I didn't realize that he had accrued that many wins, especially prior to Carterville. I knew that he coached at Trico. But congratulations to Shane Hawkins on number 150 at Carterville. Wishing many more. And, wow, is that close to 350? Well, that's quite an accomplishment.
That is quite the accomplishment here. So it could be a very, very good tournament for head coach Shane Hawkins. Both teams are out on the floor. Carterville going to open up this tournament against the number 16 seed Carmi-White County Bulldogs. And their head coach, Kevin Wolf, another team that is struggled. I think it's the best way to put it on the season. They only have one win on the season, and that came in their last game against Hamco, beating Hamilton County 67-61 back on Friday night. So this is a team that's got some height, and look at his string back-to-back wins together.
Yeah, you're right. And this is a team that's just a little bit down. They've been very strong in athletics for years, football in particular. And then this past football season went winless, which is extremely unusual. And basketball has had some issues, but they're very young, and they're trying to rebuild. And unless they were holding some kids in the locker room, looked like they were very short on numbers. I don't know if you noticed that, but I only saw 8 kids on the floor. Now we'll see if when they come back out for the game, we'll see if they are dressing more. Maybe they had some still getting dressed in the locker room. I'm not sure.
Yeah, you talk about being young. They only have 3 seniors on their team. And talk about being young. Carterville Lions only have 2 seniors on this team. One of those seniors is missing here today. Marion Adams is under the weather, won't be available to play. And so he had a really good weekend at Goreville and against Nashville this past weekend. But, that time of the year where illness plays a part, and it's something that teams have to deal with, and we'll see how the Lions do that today. We're going to go on and take a break here on a pregame show, and when we come back, we'll continue from the Kingston Gymnasium. It's the 61st annual Eldorado Holiday Tournament here on NewsRadio WJPF.
Bank with people who know and love Southern Illinois. First Southern Bank is a community bank that cares for and gives back to the communities we serve.
60s on.
Locally owned,
I go 9.
local people, local decisions, and locations throughout Southern Illinois to serve you. First Southern Bank, community banking at its best. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
welcome back to Eldorado. Dave McKenzie, John Homan, Matt Varney on the board. Back at the studio this morning. Of course, early start here at Carterville, the number 1 seed. It's the pleasure of playing the first game of the tournament. Now, there is a downside to playing this first game, and that is the loser of this game gets the pleasure of coming back at 10 o'clock tonight to play on that side of the bracket, the 9th game of this tournament.
Yeah, that's no fun, is it? So
No.
I think the idea is to avoid that. Now,
Exactly.
so,
And you know, we say 10 o'clock. It's scheduled for 10 o'clock.
right.
It's probably about 10:30, 10:45.
Likely.
So. But let's see if we can avoid that here today. Hey, Carterville, really, let's go back and talk about this last weekend. 2 really big wins for this Carterville Lions team. Tough win Friday night at Goreville, and then that Nashville game on Saturday night. The Lions showed a lot of moxie in those 2 games.
Well, I personally think that they played even better against Nashville than they did against Goreville.
I agree.
I mean, Goreville's a super team, but Nashville's bigger, and certainly there's just nobody that can. I mean, Matt Ritzel he's an first-team All-Stater, big kid, and he got his points, but Carterville did a great job of putting them behind the 8 ball, jumping out to that 13-point lead and making them play from behind.
Yeah, and you know, this is one thing that this Lions team has shown is whenever they find a team and they are a team makes a run, they handle the run very, very well. Or you know, I'm just kind of I don't want to discount the Waltonville loss, but with what we've seen this season, that's kind of an anomaly with this team. So you know, just going on what we've seen, this Lions team it seems like they can weather a storm better than they have in years past.
Well, I think it's fair to say that neither one of us are going to say that Carterville, is necessarily better than Waltonville right now. They might be. I guarantee you, they're a much better team than what they showed against Waltonville. And that was
There you go.
that's strictly because of the fact they had so little rest, and they were playing their 7th game in 14 days, and
Coming off that,
wasn't, and
yeah.
so anyway, it's just a situation where the Lions they got rested up going to that Goreville Nashville weekend, and they played like they were rested, and now they've had rest again, another 5 days of rest or 6 going into today, and I expect the Lions to perform well, and there may be, sometimes you play down your competition, sometimes you don't play your very best, but I think they're going to play well enough to win handily here today.
Both teams are gathered around their head coaches over on the far sideline. Small crowd here early at the Eldorado Holiday Tournament. We're going to go in and take our final break, and when we come back, we're going to have the starting lineups and the tip-off is the Carterville Lions kicking off this 61st Eldorado Holiday Tournament. They're the number 1 seed, and we'll have all the action coming up here on NewsRadio WJPF. This is the anthem. Just keep it Kingston Gymnasium. It's McKenzie and John Homan with you, getting you set for Carterville Lions basketball here. Opening up the Eldorado Holiday Tournament for 2025. This is just one of the premier events in the state of Illinois.
It has been for a long time, and you said 61st year, that's pretty special. Not many programs, not many tournaments last that long. So I'll tell you, the one that comes to mind.
Yeah.
You know, and several years, not a little bit Christopher, but nothing. This is just an amazing tournament because features small school basketball is fine, and you're kind of like between small and mid-sized schools, and the crowds are good throughout the tournament, throughout the day. Yeah, we're starting a little slow here this morning, but another hour or so from now, it'll be filling up pretty quick.
It'll be packed in here.
It's a lot of fun.
Carterville is going to be the home team here this morning, and Carmi-White County, of course, the visiting team. They're in their road maroon with white numbers, and the starting lineup has been announced for head coach Kevin Wolf, number 1, Carson Miller, Aiden Sauls, number 2, the 6'2 senior. Merrick Milhorn, who wears number 3, he's the 6-foot senior. Dylan Winterberger, who's 6 foot. And you have Jackson Bradshaw, the 6'3 junior, starting 5. Head coach Kevin Wolf here this morning. Miller, Sauls, Milhorn, Winterberger, and Bradshaw for Carmi-White County Bulldogs. As the Carmi cheerleaders do their hello cheer to the fans here on the near side. We got Carmi fans right here below us at our location at the Kingston Gymnasium. And I'm looking forward to just a fantastic tournament here in Eldorado. Driving over, watching the sun come up.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, drinking the coffee. And
the good news, I had a green light all the way through.
did you really? Congratulations.
Yeah.
I think I did too. Carterville Lions are the number 1 seed here at the Eldorado Holiday Tournament. And the starters being announced for Coach Shane Hawkins. Max Lustenberger, number 2, the sophomore. He's started out the last 4 games for the Carterville Lions. You got Johnny Miller that is getting the start here this afternoon. Jonathan wears number 10. Harper Lustenberger, the 6'2 sophomore. Zach Snow, the 6'1 junior, and then Colton Hawkins.
I don't think Johnny Miller started.
Oh, I could have sworn that's what he said. Oh,
I think he did say that.
Maddox Scully. There we go. There's your 5. So it's going to be Max Lustenberger, Harper Lustenberger, Maddox Scully, Zach Snow, and Colton Hawkins. You're starting 5 here at the Eldorado Holiday Tournament. Carterville cheerleaders get their turn to welcome the crowd over on the far side here this evening, or this morning, bright and early.
Yeah, we have to keep prepping ourselves.
I know. I used to be in the gym at 7 o'clock in the morning.
That is different, without a doubt. But we're here to watch the basketball. Hopefully we'll be entertained.
Carterville getting their last word with Coach Shane Hawkins underneath the goal to the left. Of course, you can watch the live stream. We're on YouTube. Head over to YouTube and just search Carmi-White County versus Carterville Lions Eldorado Holiday Tournament. That will get you right there. We appreciate you tuning in on NewsRadio WJPF. Both teams come center court. Officials look toward the scores table. Step toward center court. And we are ready to go here from Eldorado. Thumbs up all around. Official steps in, ball's in the air, and the tip is won by Carmi-White County. With the basketball is Merrick Milhorn. He steps across midcourt. Puts it over to the left side, top of the key. Now they feed it down low to the post, and jump ball reaching in. Tying it up. Winberger was the intended receiver there, and Carterville was able to jump in and grab a hold of the basketball. and get the possession out. Johnny Miller is on the floor to start the game. Zach Snow, Alex Gully. Who's not on the floor? That would be Harper.
Wearing a different number, too, right?
Hawkins puts out the three from the left wing, and it's out of bounds. It's going to belong to Carmi-White County. So Harper Luxemburger not getting the start. John Miller, who usually wears number 10, is wearing number 15 here this morning. So no score, just underway. It's a foul in the backcourt. It's going to be on Colton Hawkins. That's going to be the first on Colton. He's out on the point defending and picks up the first personal foul. So now triggered into the backcourt. Stalls has it. Brings it in. Top of the key. That's Bradshaw. Around bounce. Pass down low. Hit off. Intended for Winterberger. Second turnover of the game. Carterville has it in the front court. That's Gully to Johnny Miller over the left side. Snow. Zach. Skip past here near side. Instead three for Max Luxemburger off the mark. Well short. And the Bulldogs get the rebound. They break it into the front court. Bradshaw. Now, it's it to Sauls. Sauls hands it off. Out on the right wing to Milhorn. Milhorn tied up there by Miller. Even by the lines here early. Backdoor cut for Sauls and foul on Max Luxemburger.
Coach Hawk is not very happy with getting beat on the backdoor pass. On the foul.
I was going to put Hayden Sauls at the strike shooting free throws. He was in the act of shooting. Steps up and breaks the first one. Slides trying to cast it. By Malone's Early Learning Center in Carterville, offering programs for infants to school-age children as well as pre-K and Head Start. It's the best care anywhere. It's the second. 1-0 Carmen leads it. Carterville into the front court here. The Snow on the right wing. Top of the key. Hawkins now. They work to Max. Brings her to Snow on the near side. Looks inside. Throws up to Hawkins. Hawk at the point. Feeds Alex Gully. 15-foot jumper air ball from Gully. Carterville cold here early. So Bulldogs into the front court. Nice feed off high post. And a runner from Dylan Winterberger. 3-0 Carmi over Carterville. Hawkins tees up the three. That was short. Comes to Snow. Zach puts it back up and good. Zach Snow gets the lines in the scorebook here. They trail 3-2. Scoreboard shows 6-0. And the ball in the backcourt. Trying to run it down. Carterville gets it. Nice feed. Oh! The putback is good for Colton Hawkins.
Luxemburg a little bit too far into the basket when he got the ball.
Ball's on the floor. Hawkins dives after it, but it's going to be Carmi basketball. Kind of chaotic right now.
Score should be 4-3 Lions.
It's on 4-2. Now it's 4-3. They got it. There we go.
And they're trying to wake up.
It's early.
Trying to wake up.
Take a sip of coffee.
That's right.
All right. Bulldogs here, top of the key. With the basketball is Milhorn. Feeds it to Bradshaw. Bradshaw holds. Little double team. Hawkins reaches in on him. Slaps the ball loose. But Bradshaw gets it. Now he holds. Throws it back into the backcourt tip. And Carterville gets it. Miller battling for it. Steps out. Hands it to Zach Snow for a turnover on Carmi. Miller in the paint. Hawkins. Three for Bolton way off the mark.
Off the mark today.
They need to wipe the sleep dirt out of their eyes. 4:44 is what's remaining here in the first quarter. 4-3 Lions down low. Bradshaw misses. And the Lions get the rebound. Here comes Max. Max to Snow. Zach tees it up. Off the mark. No good. Rebound. Pulled down by Winterberger.
Lions are over 5 from a 3-point line spot.
In the front court, Milhorn working around to Bradshaw. Bradshaw looks inside. Finds Saul. Saul launches the three. That was short. And the rebound from Winterberger. No good. He missed his shot and foul on Carmi-White County. Not a pretty start here for either team. The line's up one. Harper checks in. It's touched. Now it's Gully. His three is short. The putback is good for Johnny Miller.
He came to play.
Yes, he did. 6-3. Lions on top. 3:40 remaining here in the first quarter. They work around to Bradshaw. Bounce pass down low and a whistle away from the play. And it's going to be on Carmi. And it's going to be on Weinerberger.
Yeah. Fifth turnover by the Bulldogs here in the early going.
6-3. Carterville. Number 1 seed in the Eldorado Holiday Tournament. Harper's three off the back of the rim. No good. Long rebound controlled by Milhorn. Another steal. 6 turnover the other way. The runner for Max Gully, and the layup is good. Maddox gets in a scorebook. Timeout is taken by Kevin Wolf and the Carmi-White County Bulldogs. With 3:14 remaining, it's a 30-second timeout here on NewsRadio WJPF.
Looking for the right shoe with the right fit for running, hiking, or walking? RTS Outfitters in Marion is just for you. At RTS Outfitters, they do a unique 4-step fitting process that reveals your weight and foot characteristics. The right shoe with the right fit just for you to help reduce injuries and increase comfort. RTS Outfitters carries top brands like Hoka, Brooks, On Cloud, North Face, Garmin, and more, plus accessories and hydration supplies. Visit RTS Outfitters in Marion or rtsoutfitters.com.
Lions broadcast is brought to you by Stephen Richards Barber Styling. For men, women, and children from Cut Styling and Burmese, walk-ins are welcome on South Division Street in Carterville. It's 8-3. Carterville on top here, 5-point lead. 3 minutes remaining in this opening quarter. Coming out of the timeout. Carmi with the basketball. They bring it up top into the game now. It's Carson Miller. He had the touch there. Carson, 5'7" sophomore. It's going to be long to Bulldogs over on the far sideline. Hayden Sauls triggers in right in front of the scores table. Lobs it and a pass tipped away. Carterville comes away with it. 7 turnovers on Carmi early on. Ball tipped out of bounds. It's going to stay with Carterville.
Ill advised pass by Harper Listenberger. He saw a man open, but he had too much traffic to get through.
So now back going. Sporting some blue kicks here this afternoon. This morning, rather. Maddox down low. Feet Harper down the lane. Good. He gets the shot to fall. Harper Lustenberger averaging 11 points. Ball game gets him the scorebook. Makes it 10-3. Carterville up 7. Miller with Max in the backcourt. Finally breaks the timeline. Feeds it to Bradshaw. Bradshaw up top to Milhorn. Down low. And the bucket is good for Dylan Weinerberger. Weinerberger with 4 of 5 for Carmi. Ball tipped out of bounds. We actually have a foul. It's going to be on number 2, Hayden Sauls. 2:13 remaining. And Anderson gets some time here. Carter will play a little bit short on the inbounds. Colton Hawkins gets an easy bucket for the game for Colton. That makes it 12-5. Carterville playing without Marion Adams and Dante Wilson here today. Hawkins block. Turnover number 8. Lions, nice feed to Miller on back cut, and the bucket is good. Johnny up to the task here this morning. He's got 4 of the 14. Lions up 14-5. Minute 35 remaining. And another turnover. Miller steals it. Brings it to the length of the floor. Off the glass too strong. And Carmi the rebound. Outlet pass to Milhorn to Bradshaw. He scores. Jackson Bradshaw picks up a bucket, makes it 14-7. Hawkins ball fake, skips it to Harper. Now left side to Anson Anderson. His 3 is no good.
Good job.
Hawkins
Miller keeping him alive.
foul maybe number 33 Bradshaw. We'll see. Nope. Kristen Miller. 14 foul on Carmi-White County Carterville basketball with a minute 8 remaining here in this opening quarter. Zach Snow finds Hawkins. Hawkins 3. Nope. Snow gets the rebound and through the pass intended for Hawkins. First turnover on the Lions.
Lions are 0 for 9 on threes. Wow. That's a slow start.
Under a minute to play, 14-7, Carterville on top. Carmi basketball. Miller over the far side. Saul dribbles with the left hand. Now pass up top to Bradshaw. Bradshaw works it here to the near side. That is Milhorn. Milhorn got bumped. It's going to be on Harper. It's going to be the first on Harper Lustenberger. Carmi's ball, baseline left. Bradshaw, or excuse me, Milhorn triggers in another steal. 10th turnover of the quarter. Harper hangs, converts. Floor for Harper Lustenberger. And almost another steal from Colton Hawkins the other way. It's Carterville, even though they're shooting cold from 3, they've ranked up the defense here.
Defense wins games, and Lions are forced 9 turnovers in the first quarter.
30 seconds is all that remains. Carmi. Shot clock is in play here at the tournament. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Driving in, Hawkins steals it. Out pass for Zach Snow. Layup for Zach the other way. 4 for Zach. 5 seconds remaining in the quarter. Bradshaw, top of the key. Around Miller, launches it. No good. Ends the first quarter. Carterville on top. 18-7 here at Duff Kingston Gymnasium. We'll take a break, and when we come back, the second quarter action is coming up here from Eldorado on NewsRadio WJPF.
John A. Logan College is proud to support area high schools and classroom and the playing field. John A. Logan offers high school students the opportunity to earn college credit while in high school. Jumpstart college.
John Homan with you here. Lions lead 18-7. First 10 turnovers in that first half. First quarter.
They did indeed, and Lions shot 9 of 21 from the field, 43%, 0% on 3, 0 for 9.
Carmi the ball coming out of the quarter timeout. Ball slapped out of bounds from behind last set by Colton Hawkins. And Colton getting a nice little chat with head coach, dad/dead father, Shane Hawkins. Saul tracks down the inbound. Miller has it on the left wing. Beats the post. Jumper from Bradshaw off March. Johnny Miller gets the rebound. Here come the Lions. Zach Snow takes the feed from Hawkins into the paint. Whips it around the corner. Good ball movement by the Lions, but they throw it away. Into the backcourt. And backcourt violation. Turnover number 2 on the Lions here. So, Anson Anderson on the floor with Harper Lustenberger, Colton Hawkins, John Miller, and Zach Snow. Bradshaw for Carmine, dribbles out, takes it to the far hash. Waits for the help pulls up the dribble. Carterville line, tight man-to-man D, and Hawkins steals again. Outlet to Snow. Snow off the glass and good. Transition game is working for the Lions here in this first half of basketball. 20-7 over Carmi-White County. Number 1 seed versus the number 16 seed. Double team. They throw it away again. Second time in the quarter. Harper off the glass and good. And a timeout on the floor here. And it's going to be a full timeout with 6:50 remaining. We'll keep it here. John Homan, what do you think early on?
Looks like they're certainly much more in the flow of the game now. Defense is what's really providing the offense for the Carterville Lions. I mean, you force 12 turnovers. You're barely over a quarter into the game. Once they start hitting their threes, they'll be back to where they like to be.
Waking up.
Yeah.
That's basically what we're saying. Carmi, we talked about it in pregame. They only have one win on the season. They come in averaging 42 points a ball game. They've been giving up about 58 again. Carterville, on the other hand, they average about 65 and they only allow about 52. So, I mean, it's going to be a tall task. You look at the number 1 seed versus the number 16 seed. And it's nice to see the Carterville defense show up early because whenever you have cold shooting, something that's going to work for you, and it's been the defense.
I wonder if a number 1 seed has ever lost to a 16 seed here at Eldorado. Clearly, that's not going to happen here today. So, with all due respect to Carmi, they're very young, very inexperienced, and they're just lacking the manpower to handle this Carterville offense right now.
And you know that the message from Shane Hawkins, we talked about the Waltonville loss. That was the morning game, 10 o'clock game. And Carterville didn't play well on the turnover, and the more trouble Carterville gets it right back. But you know the message from Shane Hawkins today was, guys, you can't play like that. You got to come out and execute early today.
You still early morning game. You may as well. I mean, you never know when you maybe have to play a tournament game, and so this can't hurt me that much.
Miller tried to feed the post, tip away. Carterville comes away with it. Outlet pass to Snow, who saves it right back to Carmi the other way. Fourth turnover on the line. Bradshaw charges, and Harper Lestenberger put the shoulder down right into Harper's chest. The charge is called the turnover. Number 5 of the quarter.
Now 15 for the game already. My goodness.
Harper heads to the bench after taking that charge. Luke Greer into the game for the Lions. That's the nephew of Charlie Jones. Head women's coach Johnny Logan. Greer at the touch. He took around at one second. Anderson. Anderson's 3 off the back of the arm. Give it around. Last touch by Colton Hawkins. And it's going to be the 5th turnover on the Lions here in the game. 4th of the quarter. 5:55 remain here until halftime. The 61st annual Eldorado Holiday Tournament, game number 1 of 9 being played here today. 3, top of the key, off the iron, no good. Bradshaw gets the rebound, stolen right away. Anderson takes it. He takes it down low off the glass, and good for Anderson.
The scoring column is up.
Anderson, 5'10" sophomore. Seeing some time. Carterville playing short-handed today without Marion Adamson. Dante Wilson. Sauls has it. Toward the corner left now. Whips up high. Down to Bradshaw on the low post. Trying to get free. Puts it up. Too strong. Snow. The board for Carterville. Going to the floor. Zach pulls up. Finds Hawkins. Now it's Colley's 3. That was short. Tip around. Anderson gets the rebound for the Lions. Bounce past to Greer. Top of the key. Hawkins. Left side to Maddox. No good. Tipped around. Last touch by Carterville. It's going to belong to the Bulldogs.
Somebody please knock down a 3 in a Carterville Lions uniform. They are 0 for 12. So, get the lid off, please.
Yes.
Somebody remove that lid.
Coming into the game is going to be Tyson Edwards. Edwards, the 5'11" sophomore for Carmi-White County. Bradshaw steps across midcourt. Hands it off now to Moore. Merrick has no on him. Over to the corner lap. The three no good from Justice Lily. Luke picks up his first foul. And I didn't see who hit the bucket. Bradshaw. 4 in the game for Bradshaw now. 24-9. Carterville in control. Ball last touch by the Lions. So we'll have the turnover, gives it back to Carmi-White County.
The turnover by the Lions.
Lion broadcast brought to you by Ralph's Small Engine. Highway 51 just south of Elkville, the full service repair shop to keep your equipment running. Ball almost stolen. Last touch off the leg of Merrick Milhorn. So Carterville's going to get it back. Coming up at halftime, John and I will go through this first half. We'll go through the rest of the tournament and look at some of the upcoming games today. Get you set for 2 full days of action here at Eldorado. Max Galley with a little right-hand floater's good. Max with 4. Lions up 26-9. Trying to double team. Whip up top. Ball last touch. Shane Hawkins over there early in the basketball. Another turnover on Carmi.
17. I hate to keep saying it over and over again, but that's what it is. I mean, 17 turnovers. We're not even halftime yet. Have to take care of the basketball. No matter who you are, right? Whether you're Carmi, Carterville, doesn't matter. Just do a better job holding on to the basketball.
Carmi ball in front of the score table. They get it into Bradshaw. Now on the right side, that's Tommy O'Leary. Ball on the floor. Who's going to come away with it? Carterville will. Maddox Gully. Gully, the elbow kicks to Hawkins. Now it's Max. He hits the 3. There you go.
Finally.
First 3-pointer of the game for the Lions. 20-point lead for the Lions here with 3 minutes remaining until halftime. Bradshaw. No more. Merrick. Right hand dribble. Takes it down the lane. And a foul called on Carterville. Going to be on Max Lustenberger. Number 2 on Max. Johnny Miller ready to come back on the floor for the Lions. He replaces Colt Hawkins, who's going to get a breather here with 2:55 remaining until halftime. All right, whisk it up to the top. Miller now with Sauls. Carter on him. Beat the Bradshaw at the free throw line. It's stolen away by Johnny Miller. Johnny feeds Harper now. Carterville turns it over the other way. And the Lions steal it right back. Down low, Max Lustenberger misses the bunny. And Carmi gets the rebound. Round to the right side. Beat it down low. Jumper from Bradshaw, and that no good. Zach Snow, the rebound for Carterville. Brings it up the other way to Harper. Back to Zach. Out on that right wing. Going inside the arc, jabs in, and backs it up. 2:05 remaining. Looks to the left side, Zach Snow. Pass here, near side, Max. Now, Dolly in step 3 for Max, no good. And the rebound is grabbed by Sauls for Carmi. Outlet pass for Miller. Saves it from going out of bounds to Bradshaw. Bumps into Harper, puts it up. Hangs on the rim, no good. Tip around, no good. Tip around a third time. And the Lions are going to come away with it. Here's Max. Travel, double dribble, a little bit of everything on that one. Minute 38 remaining here in the first half. Bradshaw comes out of the game. 29-9 is our score. Ball in the back court. Finally tracked down by Milhorn. He takes it. Front side bounces down low off the glass and good. Justice Allen Lilly. Lilly gets the bucket.
That 3 times.
Yeah, it's hard. 29-11. Clock ticking down towards 60 seconds remaining here in this opening game. Hawkins whips the pass over to Harper. Harper got free, the runner, but got fouled. Shot didn't fall. They'll go to the line and shoot 2. The foul is going to be on Dylan Weinberger. So Harper Lestenberger sporting a new do here at the Eldorado Holiday Tournament.
For those timers like me, think Jay Schuyler.
There you go. There you go. The second time this morning, Jay Schuyler's name has been mentioned.
Is that right?
Yes.
Well,
You have to look. I talked to the gentleman
yeah.
that the Illinois
Hall
Sport
of Fame.
School.
High School Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
He's
We were talking.
some memorabilia for sale.
Yeah, he's got the book. Harper converts both free throws. Clock ticks with under a minute left here in this first half of action. 31-11, 20-point lead for the Lions. And they just throw, Carmi just throws it away. They say it was stashed behind Carterville, though, so it's going to stay with Carmi. Branshaw adjusts the jersey, takes the ball from the official, throws it in now to Hayden Sauls. Sauls near side to Milhorn. Milhorn on the left wing, lobs it down low to Weinberger. They keep it around to Branshaw. And another steal for the Lions. 30 seconds is all that remains. Shot clock is off. Carterville will hold for the final shot. Up 20, 31-11. The number 1 seed in the tournament. Carterville in control. Timeout taken by Shane Hawkins. With 16 seconds remaining, he needs to talk about something. We'll take a break as well. Lions up 31-11, back in 30 on NewsRadio WJPF.
Rain or shine.
Take a full
Joe's
Yeah.
Lawn Service, Carterville is locally owned. Five three four 8148 and 534-8148.
Slash podcast is brought to you by IBEW Local 702, providing better lifestyle for members and a better life for all. 15 seconds remaining in this first half. Shane Hawkins, kind of an odd timeout to take. You're up 20 and 15 seconds left.
Maybe trying to run a set play. You know, kind of.
Somebody wants to work on something.
Exactly.
Never know when it's, this tournament you're going to need to play. You need to say, remember, this is what we ran in the half it held against Carmi. So 10 seconds on the half of the clock. Maddox going. Inside the arc. Finds Miller. And the ball stolen away. Turnover Lions. Carterville gets it right back.
Oh,
and Harper couldn't get the bucket to finish before the buzzer. So, it's halftime here at Eldorado. Lions are up 31-11 over the Carmi-White County Bulldogs. It's Eldorado Holiday Tournament, the 61st annual. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back in 90 seconds here on NewsRadio WJPF.
Name fully. The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 702, represents more than just electricity. The IBEW is made up of 7 Illinois linemen, tree trimmers, telephone workers, utility workers, city employees, factory workers, construction workers, and many more. So when you support the IBEW, you're really supporting Southern Illinois. Help make Southern Illinois a brighter place. Put your trust in the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 702, providing a better life
strong South remember, and a better life for all.
At the Bank of Heron, we know that between family and work, it can be a challenge to find the time to take care of things like going to the bank. And really what you need is a way to do your banking on the go. Well, we've got good news. With the Bank of Heron mobile banking app, you can manage debit cards, find bank locations, monitor account activity, even make deposits. Just a few of the ways our mobile banking app can save you a trip to the bank. We'd love for you to come and see us, but now you don't have to. The Bank of Heron, it's not just a bank, it's mobile banking. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
It's the restaurant you've heard about all your life. One of Southern Illinois' most unique spots for burgers, fries, rings, and now Polar Whip and Energy has car hops. Now you can still go in and order an Aztec or a double cheese or grab some fried pickles. And don't forget about the hot dogs and barbecues. But the minute you pull onto the light of the whip, out pops a car hop to take your order. Call ahead, they'll have your order waiting for you. Number 618-988-9210. Come taste the legend. Easy on the wall, too. Polar Whip and Energy's on this restaurant.
around the small engine on Highway 51 just south of Belleville. Best of luck this season.
Welcome back to Carterville basketball here on NewsRadio WJPF. Dave McKenzie, John Homan, Matt Varney back in the studio. Carterville's going to have the basketball to start play here in the second half of 31-11. We start to see the seats fill in a little bit more here of Kingston Gymnasium. More beautiful facility, new floor here at Duff.
Beautiful.
Yes, it looks really nice. So Carterville moving right to left now in the home white uniforms. Back snow has it up top. Beat it down low to Harper Lussenberger. Harper lost the handle, turns it over. And the bird would use a lot here in this first half of basketball. All right, up top, Milhorn. Work it around the corner left. That's Sauls. Now to Bradshaw. Bradshaw trying to dribble against Hawkins. Had his pocket pick. Holton picks it. Oh, a travel. Turnover. Number 23. First of the second half. Here comes Maddox going into the front court. Hawkins, Goblin, right in the circle to the right side. That's Max. Lussenberger. Ball over to Max, back to Snow. Good ball movement by the Lions. Using that skip pass here on this possession. Max Lussenberger to the elbow. Finds Zach Snow. Open three for Zach. Off the mark. No good. Round. The rebound is grabbed by Kirsten Miller of Carmi-White County. Around to the left side. Milhorn, Merrick Holmes. Max Maddox going on him defensively. Backs it up for the logo. Around the screen, reverses, gets it back to Bradshaw. 31-11 is our score. Got to Sauls in a travel.
Oh, goodness. I'm going to paper to get all these turnovers written down.
Into the floor to go for the Lions. Hawkins to Max, who strolls it across midcourt, takes it across the logo. Right side, Golly now to Snow. Snow back and forth, the high post, ball loose, back tracked down by Max Lussenberger. Gets it to his brother Harper. To Snow, now to Golly. Golly inside the arc, reverses out the right hand dribble, presses it up top over to the right side, Maddox, or Max rather. To Hawkins, to Harper. Harper 6 on the shot block, finds Hawkins in step 3, no good, and rebound is grabbed by Hayden Sauls and a foul on Carterville. No, jump ball possession arrow keeps it with Carmine. So Carterville tied it up.
Didn't even realize they were playing with a shot clock. There you go.
Yeah. 35-second shot clock.
Mm-hmm.
They show us 34.
Doesn't it?
Yep, you can use the shot clocks in tournaments. We've seen it a couple of times. We used it. Carterville steals it. Hawkins the other way. The easy bucket for Colton. 6 for Colton. In the game, 33-11. Now next year, we're going for season games. Shot clock will be on play for all Illinois high school basketball. 3 long range, no good. Milhorn got the rebound, but it's going to count, and the foul's going to be on Colton Hawkins. Eric Milhorn picked up his first field goal. Colton Hawkins picks up his second personal foul. So Milhorn and 1. Free throw line to the right. It's the free throw. 3 the hard way, says the PA. 5:20 remaining, 33-14. Carterville in control. Jump from Gully, so good. Zach Snow almost had a rebound, but Carmine comes away with it, and they do come away with it. Here comes Bradshaw. Left-hand dribble for Jackson. Hands it off now to Carson Miller. Or excuse me, Hayden Sauls. Sauls to Milhorn. Now it's to Feinberger. Bradshaw tried to feed the post on the cut. The ball was kicked. It's going to stay with Carmi-White County. 11 on the shot clock. Whenever this game comes back to play tomorrow afternoon at 1:45. And Carterville forces another turnover. And Kelly finishes the other way. 6 for Max. 35-14. And Shane Hawkins throws his arms in the air. Zach Snow picks up a personal.
He was pleading his case to Coach Hawkins, but Coach said,
Turns around, walk away from him.
that's right.
Bradshaw out of that left wing. High post, they lob it down low. Nice job. As the bucket is good from Dylan Weinberger. 6 in the game for Weinberger. 35-16. Round to Snow. Back down low. Loses the ball, got it back. Head fake for Colton. Colton whips it up top. Max Luxemburg's 3 is good. He's got both of the 3-pointers for the Lions. Link to the floor and foul on John Miller, I do believe.
Now they're going to call it on Belly.
Yeah. He was right there. Hayden Saul steps to the line. Hayden sitting on 1 point. Free throw in that first half. And that was going to be a little short. This line broadcast brought to you by Malone's Early Learning Center in Carterville, offering programs for infants to school-age children as well as pre-K and Head Start. It's the best care anywhere. Malone's Early Learning Center. Sauls hits the second. He's got 2, makes it 38-17. Carterville with a 21-point lead. On the left wing, backs no top of the key to Gully. Gully decides to launch the 3, and that was an air ball. Man, he's a frustrated camper.
Yeah.
Slaps the hands together. That's got to be in the legs.
Need some more weeds this morning or something.
Yep. Now, that's not what the cool kids eat.
No, I guess not.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Okay.
That's my new Wheaties. Nice ball fed by Miller. Misses the shot, but put back no good. From Weinberger, and Carterville finally grabs the board. Outlet pass to Max out on the right wing. Feeds Miller. Miller out of control, throws the ball away. Last touch by Carterville. Second turnover of the half here. 38-17, 3:22 remaining. Ball stolen. They beat the post to Bradshaw. Down to Milhorn. Weinberger. Weinberger off the glass and good. 8 for Dylan Weinberger. 38-19. Daxo has a wide open 3. That's short. Miller got the rebound.
Oh, it's a lame call there.
Yeah, they say he went to push from behind or over the back as they
Minimal contact by Miller, but because he was standing behind the rebounder, they called him for the foul.
Yep, and he just grabbed the ball right out of the man in front, but apparently didn't see it that way. Carmi comes into the front court. 2:30 remaining. 38-19 Lions, and another foul on Carterville. It's going to be on Colton Hawkins. It's going to be the third on Colton. So Carmi's going to be shooting free throws the rest of the 2:35. The bonus at the line is going to be Merrick Milhorn. Merrick with 3 points. It's the first one.
You're looking for a silver lining as a Carmi fan. That would be the Bulldogs outscored the Lions here in the third quarter.
Vincent Anderson into the game for Carterville, replacing Maddox Gully. Second from Milhorn, short. Miller got the rebound. Colton Hawkins, top of the key, with right hand dribble, right side to Max Luxemburger. He shoots the 3, and that's no good. Carterville's only hit 2 of them here Bradshaw gets it to the Lions.
The Lions are 1 out of 5 on 3 here in the second half.
Two minutes ready here in the third quarter. Skip pass right side to Anson Anderson. Beats the post of Miller. Back to Anderson. Bounce pass up top. Back to Schlesterberger. Skip pass. Picked off. That was telegraphed. Third turnover on the Lions the other way. Bradshaw gets the easy layup. 6 of the game for Bradshaw. 38-22. Carterville. Shane Hawkins not happy camper. They allowed Carmi to get back to within 16. We got time out on the floor. And Shane Hawkins wants to have a come to Jesus meeting with this team. We'll be back in 60 seconds here on NewsRadio WJPF.
Clark Natural Zone, premier landscaping service of Southern Illinois.
Slides broadcast is brought to you by Stephen Rich's Barber Styling for men, women, and children. Offering pet styling and Carmi. Walk-ins are welcome. South Division's reading. Got an appointment there this afternoon.
Do you?
I do. Appreciate Stephen Rich's Barber
How
Styling.
about that? That sounds like a good deal.
Hawkins. Shane Hawkins, the head coach, was not pleased with his Lions during the timeout and very animated as coach can get. So it's Carterville basketball. Hawkins out on the right wing. Top of the key, launching 3, no good. Harper touched the ball. Last touch by Harper. So it's going to belong to Carmi-White County. So 38-22. Just a minute 20 remaining here in this third quarter. Carterville picking up the pressure in the backcourt. Ball was last touched by Carterville, so it's going to belong to the Bulldogs. Head coach Kevin Wolf pacing in front of his bench. Shane Hawkins knocked down by the Carterville bench the other way. The reverse layup from Dylan Weinberger gives him 10. 14-point lead for the Lions. On the left wing, they feed to Harper. Harper, right side. Around the perimeter they go. Anderson to Max. Now Zach back to Max. Max up top. Chimes in. Dishes it off to Anson Anderson. Back to Max. Lusterberger finds his brother down low. Nice feed. Good assist. Harper finishes. Gives Harper 10. And to 24 is our score. 23 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Top of the key. Weinberger to the post. It was intended for Bradshaw. Turns it over. 6 turnover on Carmi-White County in the quarter. Hawkins tried to reverse. Had it slapped out of his hand by Bradshaw. Bradshaw is 6'3". He got all the ball on that. It's going to stay with the Lions. They lob it in. No foul on Colton Hawkins. He hits the board. Carmi the other way. Miller forces the shot. No good. Carterville gets the rebound. And that ends the third quarter. Not a good quarter at all for Carterville. They scored 9 points. They lead it 40-20. 24. We're going to head to the fourth quarter here from the Eldorado Holiday Tournament back in 60 seconds on News Radio WJPF. SIU
Served with a smile.
40-24 is our score here at the Eldorado Holiday Tournament as we head to the fourth quarter. Not a good quarter at all for Carterville. They still lead 40-24, but wasn't pretty. And Carmi has the basketball for the first possession here in this fourth quarter. And a charge is called on Dylan Weinberger. It's going to be the fourth on Weinberger. Good job by Harper Lussenberger. It's the second charge he's taken here today.
Turnover number 28, I think it is. 29. 29 turnovers. The Bulldogs.
Right signs. Hits the three. There's another three-pointer.
That's Anderson.
Oh, that was Anderson.
Yes, sir.
My apologies. 5 in the game for Anston. Ball is going to stay with Carmi-White County.
Another turnover this time by the Lions. That's their 13th of the game.
43-24. Millhorn at the logo. He's the high post to Bradshaw. Bradshaw against Hawkins with the ball on the floor. In a double team. Got it away. He's to Millhorn. Millhorn on the blow block. Coming around from the backside. Hawkins tried to steal it. Forces the shot up. Harper Lustenberger just grabbed the ball. Good job. Outlet now to Snow. Oh, walk quick pass for Max. Max tried to feed it to his Harper. And save it.
Visual's not happy for any help.
No. Turnover gives it back to Carmi. Miller against Lucy. Max, nice fit. Dish to get rid of it. The runner, no good. Carterville just cut him off. Harper throws it away. Zach Snow cut left. The ball went behind him. Getting it right back to the Bulldogs. 19-point lead up, 43-24. So Carterville will come back and play tomorrow, 1:45. And in that tournament, they've got the winner in that game. Winner of NCOE in Edwards County. That's the next game on the docket, game number 2. And a travel by Carmi turns over again.
Well, this has not been a pretty game, to put it lightly, but all you want to do is advance to the next round, and the Lions will advance, but not playing very smoothly so far.
No, you see it not just in high school sports. Sometimes you see, whenever you got a team that is an odds-on favorite, sometimes they just play to the opponents. Harper Lustenberger gets a bucket and gets fouled.
Yeah, we talked about that, and I agree. I mean, it's just human nature, I suppose, that you sometimes play down below your competition. It appears that's what Carterville's done at times.
And Harper can't complete the three-point play. 35-24. Yeah, it happens at all levels of sports. You see it more, I guess, in high school. Carmi turns it over again, coming back to Carterville. But lines up 21.
When a team turns the ball over 32 times like Carmi has, when you have talent like Carterville has, you'd like to think you'd have more than 45 points on the board.
You would think. You know, and the other side, too, you know how Shane is. Would like to get that running clock, and then you get your subs in.
It's not going to happen.
And you know, it's right. That's, I guess, if that's the goal of the team, is to get that running clock. Is a 3 off the back of the iron. Colt Hawkins rebound, feeds the post to Harper. Harper lost the basketball, and Carmi comes away with it. But a win's a win. Like you said.
Yep.
Sometimes that's how it is. Off the glass and good, no good. Hawkins the rebound, outlet to Harper. Harper feeds it to Maddox. Gully hits it. 8 in the game for Maddox. 5:20 remaining. Hard to cranking up the defense here in the fourth quarter. They feed the post to Bradshaw. Bradshaw in the paint, puts it up, and travel with a basketball before the shot.
Call it out, didn't you?
I did. 5:06 remaining. So coming up tomorrow afternoon, we'll have pregame coverage around 1:30. Lions, nice feet down low. Harper's jumper good.
He's the leading scorer today.
Yeah, he's got 14 in the game. 49-24, 25.8. Lions led at 18-7 in the first, up 31-11 at half. Carterville scored 9 points there in the third quarter. 13 from Carmi. 40-24 Lions. Down low, with a foul. It's going to be on
Burger.
Yep. Second on Harper. Side line, Dylan Weinberger.
Only one double-figure score for the Lions.
Weinberger hits the first free throw.
Team's leading scorer, Colt Hawkins, only has 6 on the day. He's not shot the ball all the block.
Carterville did exactly what they needed to do. Just come over to the win, go home. You can bet they'll have conversations and then come back tomorrow. Rain. Moisture on the floor here at Eldorado. Next game is going to feature NCOE, the number 8 seed, taking on Edward County. 10 o'clock and then at 11:30 wrap up the morning session. It'll be Fairfield and West Frankfort at 11:30. Afternoon session will be Campo Gallatin County at 1:45, Heron Hardin County at 3:15, and then at 4:45 Diana Harrisburg. And in the evening session tonight at 7 o'clock, AJ Eldorado 3, 1 point from Zach Snow. Zach has 9. Anna Jonesboro Eldorado at 7, Massac Carrier Mills at 8:30. And then at 10 o'clock this evening it'll be Carmi-White County against the loser of the next game. Edwards County or NCOE. Comes back to Carmi. Lions broadcast brought to you by Rob Small Engine, Highway 51 South.
Good grief.
Full service repair shop to keep your equipment running. 52-26. 2:41 remaining. This Lions broadcast also brought to you by IBEW Local 702. Providing a better lifestyle for members and a better life for all.
35 turnovers by Carmi-White County, 17 by Carterville.
Not even a pretty game at all. Homan.
No.
Out with the other way and can't hit the easy bun. And Justice Lily. Maddox slides through. It's the layup. He's in double digits with him.
They might get the running clock.
3 from the right wing. No good from Carmi.
Basket here won't make it the running clock.
Nope. 54-26. Colton comes into the front court. And we'll see substitutions from Coach Kevin Wolf. The Cardinals getting some subs. They're going to the bench here for the final 2:56. Carmi pulls off their starters. So we're trying to get to these. Rears on the floor. And pass intended for Will Brzezinski. Turnover. Going to give it back to. One thing I can say this morning, coffee that smells good here at the concession
Smells
stand.
good. Okay. It does smell good.
Morning coffee and popcorn. How's that?
Interesting combo.
It's not a bad combination. How Louis has it. Feeds it off to Ian Gilmont. Back to Tyler Lilly. Tries in, dumps it down low, and a foul on Brzezinski, I do believe.
Yeah, I think you're correct, sir.
Will Brzezinski, son of former head coach Scott Brzezinski. Looks just like his father. Nice job, Tyler Lilly threw it off the back of the defender on the inbound, driving in. Gilmont misses the layup. Will Greer has his pocket, then he takes it right back from Carmi. Carterville front court, 3 from the right side, no good from Braden Ellers. Now it's Brzezinski that puts up a shot off the mark as well with 2 minutes remaining. 4-26. Carterville on top. Gilmont reverses out. Lucas now. Pablo Lilly. 3. No good. Couple of bodies hit the floor.
Going on there.
And it's going to be on Tyson Edwards. It's his second of the game. 1:47 remaining. Cameron Gibbs on the floor. Luke Greer, Brzezinski, Anderson, Brzezinski the rebound. Bring to the top, Greer fires the 3, no good, and Carmi the rebound. And a foul on Luke Greer on the reach. Luke number 2. Minute 25 is all that remains here in this game. Carterville coming back tomorrow afternoon. John and I pregame coverage starting at 1:30. Here on NewsRadio WJPF and on the live stream. 3 is good from Ian Beaumont. Beaumont, the sophomore. Left wing Gibbs. Get pass over the right side. 3, put up and good for Carterville's Braden Ellers. And another sub coming in is going to be, that is Brady Wharton. Brady transferred up from Cornville. And new player with the Carterville Lions. He's on the varsity roster now. Wharton, 6-foot freshman in the paint. 3 ball. No good for Carmi. Ball on the floor. Last touched by Carterville is going to stay with the Bulldogs. 37 seconds is all that remains here in game number 1. range. Stolen by Brzezinski. Gibbs, they work around to Brzezinski. Now, Greer to Gibbs. Gibbs thought about the three. 20 seconds is on the remaining shot clock is on. Carterville can hold. Cameron backs it up with the right-hand dribble. Over to Will Greer. And the Lions good to do what they're supposed to do. They advance 7 to 29 here over Carmi-White County in game number 1 of the 61st Eldorado Holiday Tournament. Number 1 seed advances 57 to 29. Stay with the post game is coming up next on News Radio WJPF.
Looking for the right shoe with
90 here, please.
running, hiking, or walking.
McKenzie and John Homan alongside here. Carterville wins it here 57 to 29. An easy win for the Lions. Just a sloppy game for the Lions. The sloppy game for both teams, truthfully. But you know, you do what you're supposed to do. You advance and move on, and that's exactly what Carterville did here today, John Homan.
Well, that's right. I mean, I think a lot of this you can put on an 8:30 and start getting up and on and getting over here 7:15 or so. I mean, that's really early. It's not so bad if you're living here in Eldorado. You know, you're trying to get but you're living in Carterville. And, that's the only excuse I would put into this performance today. Was that super early, just what do you call the biorhythms, or whatever you want to call it. It's not really in sync. They were not shooting the three ball well at all today, but they played well defensively and forced a lot of turnovers, nearly 40, and ended up scoring in transition.
You know, one of the things you talk about the biorhythms, whatever. I read an article this weekend. The ideal time for peak performance and we're talking about professional athletes as well. This was really geared toward the NFL. At the peak game time for professional athletes should be between 3 and 7 p.m. That is when your body is most awake, it's most active and ready to go. You got to think it probably applies, to high school athletes as well. But the Lions going to stay band on. Look at the scoring here today.
Makes sense.
Carmi was led by Dylan Weinberger, who finished with 11 this afternoon. Hayden Sauls with 2. Eric Milhorn finished with 4. 3 from Ian Gomot, and Jackson Bradshaw had 6 for Carmi-White County Bulldogs. Carterville was led by Max Harper with 14. 10 from Maddox Gully. Those were the only 2 players in double digits. 6 from Colton Hawkins. 9 from Zach Snow today. 5 from Anson Henderson. 3 from Braden Ellers. 4 from Johnny Miller. And Max Westenberger finished with 6 on 2 3-pointers for the Lions. Carterville led 18-7 at the end of the first, 31-11 at halftime. They were 40 9 here in the first game of this Eldorado Holiday Tournament here at Eldorado. We're going to go on to take another break. We'll see if Coach Shane Hawkins comes up. I'm sure there was some things he wanted to talk to his team about. Maybe at length there here after the first game. And we'll continue here on our post-game show on News Radio WJPF back in 60. $57-29, the final score. Carterville takes care of Carmi-White County here in the first game of the Eldorado Holiday Tournament. This Lions broadcast brought to you by Mayor Brad Robinson in the city of Carterville. I want to remind you to continue to shop in beautiful downtown Carterville during the rest of the holiday weekend. Stop by the local shops and vendors in Carterville. City of Carterville says happy holidays and let's go Lions. Coming up next is going to be NCOE, the number 8 seed, as they take on Edwards County. That'll be the 10 o'clock game tipping up here in just a few minutes as we wait for Coach Shane Hawkins to come out here for a post-game interview. We'll see if he makes his way. Coming up, the last game of the morning session will feature Fairfield against West Frankfort. That'll be 11:30. When you look at the afternoon session, it'll start at 1:45 this afternoon with Hamco taking on Gallatin County. At 3:15, the Hammer Tigers, the number 3 seed, will take on Hardin County. At 4:45 by the number 6 seed takes on Harrisburg. And then the evening session will feature 3 games, AJ against Eldorado at 7 o'clock. The number 2 seed, Massac County Patriots, will take on Perry Mills at 8:30. And then tonight, you get into the losing side of the bracket. It's going to be Carmi, as they're going to take on the loser of this game coming up, NCOE in Edwards County. 1:45 is when the Lions will play again, and that'll be tomorrow afternoon. And we'll have pregame coverage starting at 1:45. I don't see, Coach. I'm going to go on and close this up. Your thoughts here?
Just move on. You know, the Lions did a great job defensively. Let's emphasize that. They forced 37 turnovers by my count, and turned a lot of those turnovers into transition baskets. Did not shoot the ball well from the field, from the three-point line, but overall, they were 24 out of 56 from the field. That's 43%. Not terrible by any means. Three-point line, 5 of 28. So 18%. So a lot of room for improvement there. But, I would call it a B- performance overall. They could a lot of room for improvement, but, caliber competition is a factor, and sometimes you need to play down to a little bit.
Absolutely. Plus, it was early. Yeah, I don't think you can discredit that as well. 57-29, the final score. The Lions, they advance, and they'll play tomorrow afternoon at 1:45. For Matt Barney, back to the studio from our broadcast partner, John Homan, I'm Dave McKenzie. Thank you for tuning in WJPF and on our live stream. We'll talk to you tomorrow afternoon starting at 1:30 right here for Lions basketball on News Radio WJPF. God bless everybody.